Let's start, first of all, with this Prince Harry situation, where a lot of our enemies are now using his words to try and play moral equivalence with their own disregard for human life. And it's because he showed himself in the book a disregard for human life in both naming the tally and, probably more pertinently, calling them chess pieces, not human beings. How does this play out, do you think? Because at the moment, it's a growing international row, isn't it?
I wonder if there has already been some discussion behind closed doors about what to do about that particular part of the book because of the reaction to it. I mean, it would obviously be a significant climb down, and I imagine that he probably wouldn't want to go there, to have to remove something from the book as written. But, I mean, those comments to you were completely clear. It would be good to articulate the wider mission, to set it in context. I mean, I think there is context in the book. There is more context than just the number.
There is, but what he was very disingenuous about, Quincy, was, as he always does, he immediately passed the buck for any blame from himself and what he'd said, putting the figure in there, calling them chess pieces. It all became an ugly, evil plot by the vile British press.
Oh, yeah.
Who had once again misconstrued what he meant.
And he slags off the press for making mistakes and saying they should always retract and say sorry, and yet he never does the same thing. We've just heard a respected statesman, retired statesman of American politics, basically saying that Prince Harry is a galumphing idiot.
Yeah.
And worse than that, he's completely out of his depth, and these are important issues. And the Americans are horrified to see anyone giving the Iranians any excuse to misbehave.
And you know what's interesting, Kevin, is they've been relying, I think, or they think they know they burned their bridges in this country, these two. They're living in California. They've been playing the whole media circuit out there in America. But a new poll in Newsweek showing massively falling approval ratings for both Prince Harry and Meghan Markle in America. I mean, the numbers are really quite startling. Harry was liked by 31% and disliked by 38%, which is way down on even December, so just before the book came out. Meghan Markle the same. Both showing a lot of negativity now in the country where they need to be popular.
Yeah, well, I think the royal family's more popular than they are, which will probably come a shock to them, but it will hurt them more what happens in the US than here. And you can slag off and machine gun the press and the media here. But when you have a former US Defence Secretary in your new home saying, look, I mean, he effectively court-martialed him and found him guilty of being absolutely...
Yeah, I was quite surprised how far he went.
I think it's too late to take the figure out, actually. He's not going to take it out because it'll be such a climb out, but the damage is done. Although, personally, I quite like his account of what war is like, just as we saw the video of what happened in Ukraine.
Here's the difference.
Killing the Taliban was a dirty business.
But here's the thing, Kevin. You won't meet anyone in the military, honestly, that does that in public. You know, my brother's a just recently retired Army colonel, my brother-in-law, Army colonel. They just don't talk. They've both served in Afghanistan and Iraq. They just don't talk like that way.
And his friends have said the same.
Yeah.
That it's something that you just don't do.
You just don't do it in public. You just don't.
And you certainly don't do it in order to earn millions of dollars.
Right.
Well, I think that's the point,
true.
isn't it?
Grotesque.
That's true. Well, he didn't do it for the public good. He did it.
No, he did it for his own bank balance.